Welcome, everyone, to the Star Wars Rebel Aftershow podcast. I am your host, Roger. With me is none other than the creator of Stone Man himself, the writer, the producer, the director, the Tommy Wiseau of our time, or the Tommy Wiseau, fuck me, in the past, Toma!
I don't know how I feel about being compared to Tommy Wiseau, but
there's nowhere to go but up.
It's always a good day when we're talking Star Wars, so I'm glad to be here.
And just for clarification, we are on Season 2, Episode 18, Shroud of Darkness. And boy, was there a lot of darkness shrouding Ezra in this one.
And spoiler alert, my new favorite episode of the season, since my Clone Trooper in the Sandstorm episode.
I was going to say the same thing. I was literally, as soon as you said that, I was twerking my head, looking back. I was like, oh yeah, the sand, the storm.
The sand.
The sand always has a return.
But dude, they dropped so much this episode.
Oh yeah, I can't even fathom. Let me just give you a just 3-section synopsis of what goes on. Ezra and Kanan get ambushed by Inquisitors. They need to find guidance.
Which was, let me just say, that was a great opening.
Oh yeah, it starts off right in the middle of bullshit.
We had to take a dab hit, it was so good.
Yeah, I know, right? They go, after they have the ambush, they have to go find guidance. Kanan's like, let's go back to the Jedi Temple that we went in Season 1, which Homer actually forgot about.
I'm an idiot.
As they are there, they go through like other trials and shit, and even Ezra gets to meet Yoda, which tells him to go to Malachor.
And Yoda was cool and all, but we were saying he didn't look that great.
Animated wise, yeah. I thought he was a piece of shit. Basically, the crew leave and go to Malachor, and that's gonna bring up to whatever canon episode that follows next, which is probably them getting to Malachor and meeting Darth Maul.
Which actually, I think that's going to be saved for the finale, because next episode is called The Lost Droid.
Yeah.
Followed by Mystery at Chopper Base.
I was gonna say, after the Chopper bullshit, like, are there any episodes after, like, Princess Twilight or whatever?
Twilight of the Princess Part 1 and 2. That's the end of the season. So
that is? Okay.
They're having this, like, droid filler story before they get to the finale, which I think
probably just to get the animation right, maybe to make some tweaks.
But like episodes like this is why I like sticking to Rebels. It was so action packed. They dropped so much bombs. There was actually a twist I didn't see coming at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say, spoiler alert, when Ezra,
yeah,
Ahsoka,
if you're watching this, you probably have already seen the episode.
Yeah. But when Ezra, Ahsoka, and Kanan, they go through their Jedi mind trials.
Yeah, they each see a different person.
When Kanan warps right through the wall, I guess, or he meets a temple Jedi guardian or so.
Yeah, we thought it was a gray Jedi, but I guess it still could be.
No, yeah, we never know. And Kanan basically has to go through this Jedi Knight sort of trial and has to fight this Jedi Temple Guardian, which turns out to be the Grand Inquisitor from Season 1. He used to be a Jedi Guardian.
Yeah,
and
a Jedi Knight, nonetheless.
Yeah, I was going to say a Jedi Temple Guardian, and which is funny because the directors of the show, they said that the Grand Inquisitor has been around in the Clone Wars, but you might not have like noticed him or something like that.
Yeah, and now we know how.
Well, in Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated TV series that is canon, you see Anakin Skywalker fighting Barriss Offee, who's the one that betrayed Anakin's apprentice and got her kicked out of the Order.
Oh, really?
And while he's fighting her in the Jedi Temple, the Jedi Guardians come and they're like, cease and desist, and shit like that. And they all have like these double-bladed yellow lightsabers, which are showcased in this episode. It was just super cool. And at the very end, basically it was a whole test for Kanan just to have faith, I guess, in his own
He's
apprentice.
Like, I just trained him the best I could.
Yeah, because during the vision, he was told that Ezra was going to be tempted to go to the dark side and will become an agent of evil.
Yeah, and he predicts that they're all going to die, which he pretty much foretells the future.
We've already said that that's probably going to happen, and which also brings further compelling theory that Ezra could be one of the first.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro in Star Wars Episode 8, who's supposed to be the main villain of Episode 8.
Yeah, because Kylo Ren's going to be off training, but he's still going to be a prominent part, I feel like.
Oh yeah, he is the commander of the First Order, so he's definitely going to have to showcase himself around, like, probably some sort of battlefield at some point. It's just very cool to see that they don't mind dropping hints like that and get us more to speculate over what's gonna happen.
They drop so many little hints. Like now, the lightsaber forms are canon.
Yeah, like you said, Ahsoka. She was looking at a holocron of Anakin Skywalker, who apparently. I don't want to get so nerdy into this because a lot of people don't know that.
No, educate the fans on the lightsaber form.
Okay, Anakin Skywalker, and you can see this in Episode 3. He is a Form 5 specialist, which is a strong, heavy-handed like fighter, like that focuses on strength and lacks on mobility. And we knew that Obi-Wan, he had studied Ataru with it,
Form 4,
which is Form 4, and Qui-Gon was a master at it, but he went to focus more on Surisu, be a master at it. And in this holocron, we see that Anakin is actually a proficient enough in Form 4 where he actually tweaks it and modifies it for against range blasters, which from the Legends universe, that Form 4 Ataru wasn't good against multiple people. It was only good against one person.
Oh, so
and not good against blasters.
Oh, so that's why she's such a badass, I guess.
Yeah,
it shows how powerful Anakin was because he could train in a form that's not his main.
I was gonna say, and she's just looking through a holocron just to remember a few pointers. She had a few years of training under Anakin, enough to hone her own skills.
And a little bit with Yoda, she says in this episode.
Yeah, every youngling gets trained with Yoda. He trains mostly younglings and maybe some other people that he finds prominent.
That would still be badass, though.
No, that still would be pretty badass. I mean,
and I was going to say,
even Ahsoka remnants about Yoda a lot in this episode.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if Ezra has the ability to talk to Yoda through the Force, he's such a bitch for turning the dark side, man.
I know.
So many Jedi want to talk to Yoda.
No, he gets talked about how the ability to fight back or using Force to defeat Force. You know, like Ezra's talking about how to defeat the Inquisitors, and Yoda's kind of like telling him maybe Force isn't the option. Maybe outlasting or surviving itself, keeping the Order alive, is winning in a way. And Ezra's like, and because he reminisces about the Clone War. We learned more about Yoda during the Clone War. He apparently didn't even know that he was like succumbing to fear because
which they get into this episode.
Yeah, because he was afraid of all of his Jedi. They were all like involved in war for so long that they kind of bred some sort of minor like form of dark side, like hatred in some way. And Jedis always are reluctant to go to war. Even the Old Republic, you can go way back in the history. They're so reluctant to join the Republic in wars. It's just they just have to because they're the only ones that can tip the balance. But
exactly. And it gets into how Yoda even foresaw that the Jedi was about to fall. Like he was getting all depressed and stuff towards the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's like even though like the Force was shrouded with darkness thanks to like Palpatine and shit, he still had like a bad like feeling in his gut, like that this was like the start of this is the end of one period and start of another in some way. That really made him scared.
And who could blame him? But another thing, when Yoda tells Ezra to go to that
Malachor.
Yeah, Malachor, that's it.
And Homer, you only played Knights of the Republic 1. In Knights of the Republic 2, that's when they show off Malachor, or in this case, Malachor 5, as it was called. And it was basically like, if it's anywhere compared to the lore, it's like a graveyard full of like dead soldiers on both sides and shit. Like it's rid of dark side energy and shit like that.
Holy shit.
So if it's gonna be anything similar, I just wonder why Yoda would.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Who's someone that's teetering to the edge of the dark side, make him go to a dark side temple.
I know, and I know that's where he's going to find the holocron.
Yeah, that we see
maybe
from the trailer.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, or maybe Darth Maul might be a Force vision again. Maybe it's like he trips balls. Probably no.
Yeah, like
and
the Gray Jedi didn't play out how we were expecting, and I'm actually kind of pleased.
You do see him kneel, I think, at one point. Like to Darth Maul, so maybe he fails.
Yeah, I think that's how season 2 is going to end. He's going to turn.
It has to, because they have actually been hinted he would actually turn to the dark side since season 1, when he used the dark side to manipulate all those that Queen Beast animal to fight the Inquisitor.
And it got more into his beast control this episode.
Yeah,
at the very beginning.
And he was still like full of rage and anger over like his parents' death in the hands of someone that they cared about and stuff like that. How he kind of like wanted to kill him.
Why, Ezra?
Yeah.
But I predict like season 3 is probably going to be the last season. And I'm hoping.
I agree.
Keep it short, keep it good.
Season 3 will be interesting, especially if Ezra does fall to the dark side. Like, what's that gonna do for Kanan and shit? Like, is it gonna show his perspective for Ezra? Like, does he become like... Well, how would that work? Because Darth Maul definitely is not Empire friendly. He does not...
I'm hoping to see Darth Vader versus Maul in Season 3.
That would be pretty sick. That actually probably would be a worthy fight, especially Vader in his condition.
That should be the end of Season 3. I'm calling it now, ladies and gentlemen.
Ahsoka versus Vader.
Ahsoka versus Vader.
Ahsoka versus Vader. Kanan versus Ezra.
That's gonna be the end of Season 2, I think. I think
And the
Ahsoka's
dark
going
side's
down,
gonna win.
and I think Ahsoka's gonna be slain like a bitch. But it's gonna be a good fight.
And then it's gonna be a shame for all of the Clone War fans who have had years of growing up with her.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a tragic, like, Shakespearean death.
I'm excited to see the part from the trailer when she encounters Darth Vader and like he telepathically talks to her in his Anakin
Yeah,
voice.
I thought for a second like they met each other for the first time in forever, and he was telepathically talking to her just to confirm her suspicions that is him, and
Yeah.
she wouldn't be able to understand him with the voice box that he has or so.
But yeah, she even finds out that he actually is Darth Vader in this episode, and she's torn about it. She's pissed.
Exactly, and who can blame her? Who can blame her?
But there goes our theory about her being a gray Jedi. I don't feel like she is anymore.
Yeah, she said herself she's no Jedi anymore.
Yeah.
She didn't even want to go into the Jedi Temple. Then she went to the Jedi Temple without...
For no reason.
Yeah, so that was pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't understand. They should just be like, I'm no Jedi, but
Yeah,
I'm going in anyways. Or something like that.
Yoda, using Force apparition, waved to her goodbye
Yeah,
and whatnot.
and she was like, please.
So, and basically then they just go to Malachor 5, or Malachor, like we said. Homer, just by chance, what would you rate this based on our unique rating scale that we have?
The marijuana scale, I'd actually give this one, probably the first time in like 10 episodes, a fat wax.
Oh, I agree with you on this one. Explain your reasons, even because they might just pretty much tell you all about mine.
Yeah, well, for one, so much action this episode, multiple fight scenes which we've been lacking in Rebels besides like an outer space type like battle.
Yeah,
well,
and I do actually like the outer space battles. That's actually part of the reason I really like Star Wars is the piloting and stuff like that. I've always just wanted to be a smuggler and just go in places.
2, they dropped so much information this episode leading forward.
So much important canon shit.
The lightsaber form.
Like, it's just cool to know these revelations before episode 4, because we always just assume episode 4 starts everything, and it did. It did start everything. But it's just cool to see that other important shit was going on before it came out, that had greater consequences over in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
we might see Snoke, for crying out loud.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Probably like when season 3 comes out, we'll already see episode 8 at that point. So they'll probably not be afraid to show Snoke or whatever, because we're probably gonna see him in episode 8 if he's really big or if he's really tiny.
Yeah, I wonder exactly where season 3 is going to end. What if it overlaps with 4 somehow?
Oh, I feel like you gotta keep these seasons short and sweet instead of prolonging it. The only thing they can really do for like season 4, I guess, is showcase all the characters and the growth of the rebellion. But really, it wouldn't be that much different than what we have seen in 1 and 2. Hit and run tactics, saboteur stuff.
Too many hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's fine. No, that's just being realistic. I mean, I don't hate that. I actually like that. I'm glad they don't have like too many dumb, stupid things like taking down like a Star Destroyer shipment yard or something. That would be like fucking impossible for them.
Every episode.
But you know, it's interesting, especially from the direction from where it's going from when it started. So.
Definitely.
Especially from when I thought of Ezra, like I remember seeing the trailer for season 1 of Rebels, and like
I thought he was, especially after I saw the first episode, I thought he was an Aladdin.
That's
ripoff.
everyone would thought, like an Aladdin Jedi, like that's gonna be kind of interesting. But now we see what happens if Aladdin is corrupt. If he might go dark.
This is what would have happened if Aladdin 2 and 3 were not garbage.
We shouldn't let that street rat join the Jedi.
Yeah, they legit say that in the first episode.
Oh yeah, they do. You're right.
He calls him a street rat not once, but literally twice. Stupid. Check it out.
Stupid.
Fat wax all around, man. I'm so happy.
And usually for means for like waxes, that pretty much like resin is the lowest on our scale and wax is the highest. Basically, resin is like only those who like need a quick fix of Star Wars and they don't care how bullshit disgusting it is, but it's usually not meant for everyone else. Like 98% of the populace it's not meant for. And then like wax we believe everyone should watch this, just because I think even if you only watch like the movies, this is so important for later on, especially if you want to like put the puzzle pieces together with us on what episode 8 or 9 could be based on the information that we have.
Like, you don't need to see this for episode 8, but it'll enhance your experience.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I probably won't. It's gonna be, especially depending on how season 2 ends. By the time we get the Blu-rays and shit for,
I feel the same way about the comics. Like even the Kanan comics enhances Clone.
I
Rebels.
agree too. No, I agree too. His comic from especially the first 2 issues that I read, that were really interesting.
Dude, they're already on issue like 13.
I was gonna say there are usually comics that talk about the old Republic era during like these awesome wars, and I never really got into it. But Kanan was interesting. I really did enjoy.
I want a Kanan Old Republic comic or video game
or
movie or show, any version.
And what really, I guess, like makes it really interesting, he's sort of like a mixture between Han Solo if he had a lightsaber as disposal at any time, but rarely uses it. Ancient hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, as he would say.
I know. In episode 7, he totally changes into someone who believes in the Force.
Oh yeah, exactly. That will actually do it for this episode, guys. If you want to donate to Starman, please check out our website, starman.net. There you can donate for our cause to make an animation. We're trying to make a comedic show that showcases both action and also mostly comedy. Trying to get a little mixture genre in there. And animation is not cheap. It's going to cost a lot of money just to even make like 5 minutes worth of scene. Little did we know. So any sort of buck or two that you can donate, we'll definitely appreciate it.
It'll go a long way, fellas.
But that being said, you guys have a good night, and always remember, may the Force be with you.
Always.